What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today is going to be a very informative video. This is like a question that I get asked a lot, and it's basically is, how has my 1.5 year ownership of my Mustang been like so far? Is it good? Do I like it? Would I sell it or just get rid of it for something else? And today I'm gonna answer all that question. I'm gonna give a breakdown of like my overall experience and ownership of my Mustang. So I'm gonna break this video down into 4 sections that I feel like are very important. But first, I want to start off by saying, I did get this car brand new. I am first owner. This was like probably like the first batch of the S650s that came out. So I got this back in 2024. So very new car. I remember like they just announced it and I bought it like, I want to say 3 months later. So brand new car, fresh batch of the GTs. And I've had no complaints so far, really. I got the car around like 160 miles. It just had transportation miles, just 'cause, like, that's basically just moving the car back and forth. So I am the first owner. So I do have around 12,500 miles on the car. So I've used it quite a lot, and this is my daily driver. So I have 4 topics here that I'm gonna go over. I have it written down, that I feel like very important to go over. So first one is daily ownership. So my car, this is my daily driver. I drive this car every day from the gym, from groceries. I've done road trips on it too as well. And I've had no problem. It is very comfortable. Despite that it is a coupe, 2-door sports car, it does have back seats. It's small, but it doesn't feel very like claustrophobic. I did have, my first car was a 350Z, and that had no space. Like, my legs didn't fit. I would drive like this, and yeah, it was not comfortable. But this car, it is pretty spacious. Like, for what it is, it's, the cabin is pretty nice, pretty wide. The back seats, obviously they're not ideal, but it is usable. I have had, 3 people in the back, in my back seats. So a total of 5 people on the car. But yeah, it's space-wise, it's a sports car. You don't buy this car for the space or for like storing things or anything like that. But it is there if you do need it. Like, it has its limitations, but it's still usable. Trunk space is okay, it's perfect. And inside the cabin, it doesn't feel, kind of tight. It's kind of wide, and it's very comfortable. Daily driving has not been an issue for me. The only thing I could say is just traffic. When it is traffic, it is kind of annoying because it is a manual, and you'll be riding that first gear all the time. That's not really like a mechanical problem or an issue. It's more so just something you can't control. But as an everyday driver, this car has been perfectly fine, no issues, rides smooth, spacious. At least for me, for like how it fits into my lifestyle, it's been perfect. I work from home, so the daily driving aspect is not terrible. So I feel like if you did commute to work, it could be a little different. But even then, it's a very comfortable drive. And again, this is a very fun car. So no matter what, whenever you're in it, you're going to want to drive it. So I think that's a big perk of why this car is like so good. All right, so topic number 2 is going to be performance feel over time. So what I mean by that is, as a person who's interested in buying this car, right? You buy this car for like the power, the performance, 2-door sports car with 500 horsepower. Like, it's very thrilling. It's performance is there. So does that performance still hold its value over time? And the answer is yes. This car has plenty power. It's a lot of car if you really think about it. It's 2-door sports car, like I said, with 500 horsepower. And no matter what, every time you get on this car, you want to keep driving it. It's aggressive, it's edgy, it's thrilling, and it's the feel that you have in this car. It's really good. It's a very nice looking car, and people look at it, they compliment it, so it makes you want to keep driving it. And it has that performance to back it up with, like, the Brembo brakes, the cool like tone of exhaust, and the horsepower. So over time, power has not been an issue. I actually feel it has like a lot of power, more power if anything, especially the more you modify it. But yeah, I love it. I think it holds its value pretty good, and you really don't need to get, more power like supercharging. That's just extra. You don't need 700-800 horsepower on the streets. Like, 500 horsepower is plenty enough to go from A to B. So yes, over time, it's still a great car. It's still gonna excite you and want to keep driving it more. Cost and maintenance. Has this car been expensive to own and maintain? When it comes to like maintenance, this car is only giving me one little issue. And it's not really like an issue in terms of like, the car's fault. It's just parts, wear over time. And that was my master slave cylinder for my clutch. It just gave out, they replaced it, and it perfectly fine. And that was actually like a year and 2 months later that it started to kind of give out. And honestly, it lasted a very long time, and the duration of that time, my car had no issues, no problems at all. So in terms of maintenance, I feel like Ford is very reliable, and like the whole meme of like, Ford built tough. It is built pretty tough. This car is like never given me a problem. It's been very good. Like how my dad always says, if you take care of the car will take care of you. So as long as you keep up with like the maintenance, the oils, the fluids, it's gonna treat you right. I never had one issue just besides that, but that's just kind of wear and tear. Like, it's bound to happen. Even with this whole like recalls of the Mustangs, I know that was very big, like in the very beginning. This car never gave me now one issue with the recalls. I went to Ford, whenever there's like a recall issued, I took it just to make sure like everything was okay. No issue at all. The car was perfectly fine. And yeah, it's been very good. Like I said, if you take care of it, it's gonna take care of you. And in the other hand, does this car cost a lot to own? And the short answer, I want to say, is a yes or no, because it all really depends on you. What is your financial like situation, and also credit score and insurance comes into play. But I feel like it is kind of pricey because it is a two-door sports car, and for what it is, like the year and model, it could be a little pricey to own, but it's not terrible. And for the last topic is gonna be, is it worth it, and will I buy it again? And honestly, I think this car is really worth it. I mean, for the price point, you really can't beat it. It's a 500 horsepower car, two-door sports car, and you get a lot out of it. Brembo brakes, technology, like super nice screens of the interior, and it's very comfortable. For being a two-door car, it is comfortable. There's plenty of space, and I really have no negative or cons about the car, really. If I have to really kind of point out some of the cons and really think about it, I will have to say, probably you're not gonna get that much space from the car. Again, it's a sports car. You're not gonna get that. Like, you didn't buy this car for that. Second of all, the gas. You are gonna spend a lot of gas. It is a big V8 pushing 500 horsepower, so you're gonna waste and chug some gas, especially if you drive it a lot and you drive it pretty good. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I feel like there's not really much to really kind of talk trash on it, because I really have enjoyed this car. I'm about to make 2 years with the car, and I love it just as much as the day that I bought it. Definitely the more you modify, like adding rims and spoilers, just like I did, you fall in love with the car even more. I really think I'm never gonna sell this car, just because it is just an amazing car. It was one of my first car that I bought by myself, and it was the car that I wanted. It's like a very important accomplishment that I did to get this car, so that's why I'm never gonna sell it, and just gonna keep it and just kind of like, bring it down the family. But yeah, love this car. I cannot get enough of it, and I would definitely buy this car again. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I do have a lot of stuff planned coming up. There is a big Tuner Evo meet that's gonna happen here in Miami, because Tuner Evo is gonna happen next month on February. So I'm definitely gonna go for that, make a vlog. But the pop-up meet, if you guys know Tuner Evo, those pop-up meet get so freaking crazy. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That's gonna come up in the upcoming weeks. I believe it's on the 25th, I think, maybe. I'll have to double check, but I know it's this month. But yeah, stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys on the next one.